A huge touchdown right before halftime for the Vikings over the Saints, and I love doing it with TJ Hockenson deep across the middle of the field. Now, TJ had an amazing season, 95 receptions, eclipsed all other receivers on this team by at least 25. The young man had a great year, a lot of big plays coming out of him. Now, the big thing, though, is you got to be able to run block as a tight end. You can't just be a receiver. Now, these guys all, right over here, these two guys right here, all they want to do is catch touchdowns. But unfortunately, you have to be able to run the football. And I think this gives you a great example of how the two tight ends can work together. Again, inside zone play, the double team. Now, the key is they have this double team, but if anyone, the safety from deep or the corner from the outside come in that they have to work off, you watch Chai Chandler on the front of this play. He's working the zone cutback. He says, all right, I got the front side. I'm going to the back side. Hockenson comes off late, gets in the way of this corner, keeps him from the outside. They don't like the block, but they have to, so they congratulate themselves. And why do tight ends need the block? Well, so he can create plays like this. And you're going to see Hockenson at the top of your screen. As this ball is snapped, this is the old play action, right? As this ball is snapped, you're going to see Hockenson fire out on that outside linebacker. And the guy, the DB covering him, his vision right now might be on Hockenson, but he just removes his eyes for a second, thinking that the ball has been handed off, and that is all Hockenson needs. Once he has that averted vision, gets himself north and south, beautiful throw, huge play on play action, but it's his ability to block that opens those things up for him. All right, another example of the play action passing game. Notice before the ball is snapped, the position of the two tight ends. Oliver is actually on the outside. Hockenson is the one that's on the football. That's going to be key because they do a little switcheroo here. Watch this. As they play fake to the front side and Cousins gets to the top of his drop, you're going to see it's still Oliver, even though he's the wing tight end, running the shallow crosser, and TJ is going to make his way deep down the middle of the field to that void, the void that sits there. Beautiful play down the field by TJ Hockenson. Now, the one thing tight ends hate doing is pass protection. Sometimes they have to do it, but it does open other opportunities, like we're going to see in this play against the Carolina Panthers. Watch TJ at the bottom of your screen. As this ball is snapped, you're going to get the blitz from the linebacker on the outside, and TJ is fighting him, but he's saying, hey, I'm going to let you go. Peel off. The timing of the release, beautiful. Gets the screen, and now you have what? You have 3 offensive linemen to block, 2 defenders. You've got the number count, and TJ is a good enough runner with the football, ends up moving the chains. Pass pro is important as well because it creates opportunities just like this. One of the essential characteristics of Hockenson is his ability to run routes across the middle, and that's so important when it comes to defeating the blitz. Watch his play against Tampa Bay. You're going to see they are sending the farm, but when you send the farm, you're opening up the middle of the field. And watch this. As Hockenson gets upfield, you have a linebacker covering him one-on-one. This linebacker is completely biting on that little juke, the out route, and it just opens up the middle of the field. Delivered in time, run after catch, take a hit. Again, Hockenson attacking the middle of the field as an answer to the blitz. Now, this is an example of why it's dangerous to cover any of these receivers man-to-man. You're going to see here a little bit of a late motion. Now, we know that Green Bay is man-to-man, so the 2 outside receivers are just going to run a little bit of interference for TJ, and it doesn't take much separation. Watch this. TJ working himself to the outside, ball's thrown behind, great catch, and then ends up with the yards after catch with the linebackers hanging on him. You play man-to-man, he knows how to get himself open. Another way of attacking the middle of the field with TJ Hockenson. Watch how well he runs this route. And the main thing is his release. His release is going to be wide. And he's trying to pull that defender out of the middle of the defense. But as he's going up, what do you have underneath? You've got KJ Osborne working vertically up the middle of the field. And what does that cause? Well, that causes this. This backside safety, he's looking at JJ. You've got 2 eyes on JJ. You're trying to do man-to-man underneath. Not going to work. Watch this move by Hockenson. Works his way underneath that vertical route and just follows it north and south to tack on yards after catch. A brilliant route run by TJ Hockenson. Now, my favorite way that we use TJ is by attacking the middle of the field when you have a middle open type defense. And in this case, this is right before the halftime. You see TJ working his way up the field, but you can see the middle of the field is wide open. And this defender has no chance of getting underneath it, and this safety has to squeeze down, but with a big body like TJ, that's just not going to get done. A beautifully thrown pass over the linebacker, underneath the safety, catch and touchdown. TJ is tremendous at attacking middle open defenses. All right, a different way of attacking the middle open defense. You'll see TJ in a bunch formation out there with a bunch of tight ends, but he's still going to get himself open. Watch what we do in this case. Underneath is the key. You have this linebacker who's absolutely paralyzed by the old chum route. And because his eyes are on the short route, what opens up? It's the route right behind him. TJ able to work his way in there underneath the safety. Another big catch and a touchdown in the middle of an open defense. And finally, with TJ, you can get creative. You can build things off of other routes that you've run many times, and we're going to see him taking advantage of the Denver Broncos in exactly that way. What am I talking about? Well, you look up top, you've got TJ and JJ running up the middle of the field, and what they think they have and what they think they're going to get is the dig route right in behind Hockenson on the curl. It's the old high-low versus middle open. So because of that, that safety is going to jump him, right? He's like, I'm getting there. I'm going to beat the throw. I'm going to get myself an interception. Well, TJ decides, hey, I'm going to spin this thing out. Gets through the holding call, and he's wide open. You don't get that wide open in the NFL unless you're running some pretty creative routes. That one executed brilliantly.